The scariest hood to be in is parenthood. It's absolutely true. Hell hath no fury like a 3-year-old who wanted square toast instead of triangle toast. Believe me. But all jokes aside, being a parent to a toddler or to a young child in general is a really challenging time of life. In fact, it's not just the toddler behaviour that's challenging. Life is really quite a smorgasbord of challenges, and it impacts parents in ways in which I don't think we really thought about before we entered into the hood. I want to ask you to think of a new family. In this case, a mother, a father, a little baby. What sort of images, what words, what feelings springs to mind? I'm going to make an assumption and think for most of us, it probably invokes quite a positive reaction. Togetherness, happiness, love, joy, connection. And society messaging certainly reinforces this to us if you think about Huggies nappy ads or even toilet paper ads. But what if I was to tell you that right here tonight in Brisbane, for many, many mothers and fathers, this could not be further from the truth. You may be surprised to learn that suicide is actually a leading cause of maternal death here in Queensland. Not cancer, not cardiovascular disease. New mothers, in the 12 months after giving birth, suicide. This is a deeply personal issue for me. I am a survivor of postnatal depression. My sister-in-law did not survive. She chose to end her life when her baby was 18 months old. Just 2 months ago in our Peachtree parenting community, one of our lovely mothers made the same choice to end her life. Her baby was 9 months old. We have a big problem in our parenthood. It's just not spoken about, due to the typical barriers we know of stigma, fear, shame, and guilt. But 1 in 5 new mothers and 1 in 10 new fathers will experience postnatal depression, and that's just the diagnosed cases. In fact, depression and anxiety is deeply, deeply entrenched into the culture of parenthood. And I have to talk about the babies. Always remember the babies. Because having a mentally unwell mother or father goes far beyond just an individual or a couple. I can't talk too much about infant mental health right now. I want to leave that for a future TED Talk. But suffice to say that we know that it is the early experiences in the first 3 years of life which has a critical impact on healthy brain architecture. So tonight, I want to ask you all to join a movement that acknowledges how important it is that we are nurturing families during the pregnancy and early parenthood period. And acknowledging that through this nurturing, we are actually making positive impact on lifelong health outcomes for the whole family. By taking a health promotion and early intervention approach, we've got a real opportunity at not just impacting on depression and anxiety rates, but also on a lot of other common issues that happen in the 12 months after having a baby. Relationship breakdown, domestic and family violence, increased drug and substance use and abuse, gambling addiction, social isolation. Together, all of us can start to make a difference. Peachtree uses an innovative peer-led model of service delivery, which basically means everybody who works or volunteers with Peachtree has a lived experience of mental illness, including a story of hope and recovery. And it is this experience which means that we are able to break down stigma like nobody's business. It established in 2011. We now have a track record of 8 years of working with local Brisbane families and supporting their emotional and mental wellbeing needs. We started as a completely volunteer-led organisation. Thanks to funding support through our Brisbane North Primary Health Network and our local Department of Queensland Health, we've experienced significant growth in the past 2 years. We've collected outcomes which proves what we are doing is making a difference. We now have 3 locations over Brisbane, spanning a geographical area from Caboolture to Logan. This year to date, we have delivered almost 700 occasions of service, which averages out to 4 groups being delivered every single day, supporting parents. Sorry. But with over 64,000 births that happen in Queensland every year, there is still an enormous amount of work that needs to be ongoing to make sure that the awareness is raised and services and support are being put around young families who need it. Mothers, fathers, co-parents, infants, children, families. We need to be setting them up for success, not just to survive, but to thrive. Tonight, for $200, this will enable Peachtree to deliver life-changing, perhaps even life-saving, emotional wellbeing workshops to one expecting couple here in Brisbane. It takes a village to raise a child, to raise a parent, to build a family, to create a community. Peachtree builds village. So I want to ask you all tonight, will you join the movement? $1,000 will help us help 5 families. So I ask you, how many families can we help?